Happy morning, dear friends. Here's yours, Dr. Ajanta. Welcome to day 47 session. Today, we are just going to discuss how to define custom exceptions depending upon the requirements. And here, we are just going to discuss with an examples. And see here, dear friends, Python has numerous built-in exceptions that force your program to output an error when something in the program goes wrong. So, however, sometimes you may need to create your own custom exceptions that serve your purpose. So let me just see how to create a custom exceptions. In Python, users can define custom exceptions by creating a new class, and this exception class has to be derived either directly or indirectly from the built-in exception class. So most of the built-in exceptions are also derived from this class. See here, dear friends, let me just create a custom error where this exact exception you are just going to make use of it. And see here it is created. Okay, once for all, when we just make use of this custom, if we want to rise the custom error, see here how it just going to rise it. And see, let me just execute it and see this is how the exact rising of the error occurs. And here what we want is the custom error, that is the name of the error. And you can also give some occurrence, or you can also just provide some rising message, that is the error message here. And let me just make use of an error occurred. So see here, dear friends, let me just execute it, the custom error with an error message. So see here, this is how custom error and error occurred. And we have created a user defined exception called custom error, which inherits from the exception class. And these new exceptions, like other exception, can be raised by using the rise statement, and we have also included with an optional error message. Okay, let me just see it with example. See here, dear friends, when we are developing a large Python program, it is good practice to place all the user defined exceptions that our program raises in a separate file. So many standard modules do this. So they define their exception separately as exception.py or errors.py. So generally, but not always. Okay. So user defined exceptions class can implement everything a normal class can do, but we generally make them simple and conscious. So most implementation declare a custom base class and derive others exception classes from this base class. This concept is made clear. Let me just with an example, make it with an example. See here, dear friends. Here we have illustrate how user defined exceptions can be used in a program to rise and catch the errors. And this program will ask the user to enter a number. I just scroll down. See here, it is a long program. So I'm just scrolling up and down to have a look of that whole program in a single cell. Okay. So this program will ask the user to enter a number until they guess a stored number correctly. So to help them figure it out, a hint is provided whether their guess is greater than or less than the stored number. Okay, so let me just provide it. So here it is the guess. Okay, this is the exact part of the main program, where here you are just going to give the input, that is it is just going to get the guess of the number, expecting the number from the user by input function, and it is just going to make a guess whether it is very too small or very too large error, and it is just going to rise an error. And if it is too small, yeah, it is going to say, yeah, this value is too small, try again. Or if this value is large, yeah, it is just going to specify as a large. And see here, dear friends, here we want to guess the number as 10. Okay, and if it is 12, yeah, it is just going to specify it as a large. or it is 0, it is going to make it as a small. And if it again anything related or not related with the 10, it is just going to say as a small or big. If you are going to specify exactly the value 10, yeah, it is going to say, yeah, you guessed it correctly. Okay, that is what we are going to have this program. Okay, and see here, dear friends, I just scroll it above, and here it is the exceptions where base class. For this exception, we are just going to call the error, or very too small or very too large. This is the exact class that exact call when the exceptions occurs. Okay, I just execute this program. See here, dear friends, it asks for number. Let I just provide some random number 5, and it just say this value is too small. Try again. And we have just given it as an iteration. So till true, it is just going to execute it. So till 10, if you just provide, then only it's just going to come out of it. So till then, see here, if I just give 15, there it just says too large. And when I just provide 10, yeah, it just gives us congratulations, you guessed it correctly. So see here, dear friends, we have defined a base class called error. Okay, here it is what? Here it is the base class error, and the other two exceptions that are actually raised by our program or derived from this error. Okay, so this is the exact derived from this error class, and this is the standard way to define user defined exceptions in Python program. But you're not limited to this way, you can just make use of so many things as that. Let me just discuss one by one whichever it is applicable here. Okay, let me just move on to customizing exceptional classes. We can further customize this class to accept other arguments as per our needs. Okay, so to learn, let me just make it with a small example. See here, dear friends, how this is happening. So first one here we have, this is the whole program. We have overridden the constructor of exceptional class. Okay, and that class to accept our own custom argument, that is with salary and the message. Okay, here it's just going to have the salary and the message, and then the constructor of the parent exception, okay, class is called manually with the self dot message argument using super function. The custom self dot salary here, okay, the custom self dot salary attribute is defined to be used later, and the inherited str, that is underscore str underscore, that is the method of the exception class is then used to display the corresponding message when this exactly raised, that is the salary not in range, this is raised. And we can also customize that message, how this can be it itself by overriding it. Okay, let I just execute it, dear friends, and see here, if you are entering 3000, it's just going to say, yeah, it is not in the range. Why? Because here the range here it is specified as 5000 to 1500. So this is the exact range where you are just going to specify it. And see here, if it is not within the range, yeah, salary not in the range of. That is the exact message we are just going to expect it. Okay, I execute it again. See here, if I just provide some 4000, okay, such salary is not in range, it just specify it. Okay, anyhow, again the same cell, I'm just going to execute it, dear friends. Let I just give 5001, and here it just shows the message here. Okay, fine, let me just make it still more thing to be in the range. Okay, where here, see here, Okay, here we are just making that salary with an str, defining with str function, and here you are just going to give it with an method where customizing this message also you can provide it. Okay, and this message also you can just provide it, and see here dear friends, if I just give 4,000, okay, see here 4,000 salary is not in range with this, and here it is just raised by the exceptional thing. Okay, this is how you can just make use of user defined exception, that is custom exception, and the message that can be raised by using the class and functions. Thank you dear friends.